Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo.
My story begins in the year 2017, where me and my friend Alicia were on Snapchat, and I had a really big crush on this hockey boy at my school. He was really sweet, he was really nice, helpful, and I really liked him. I wanted to confess to him, but was way too scared. So one day in summer, me and my friend Alicia were going across his name, and she's like, hey, why don't we confess to your crush? I'm just like, wait, what? She's like, well, you always wanted to, right? And I'm just like, yeah, of course I wanted to, but I don't want to confess today. She's like, come on, you want to let him know, right? And if you don't tell him, he'll never know. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. So we got my phone, and she did most of the texting, because I was too nervous. She did a long paragraph saying, well, I've liked you for a really long time now, and hopefully we can get to know each other, and if it's okay, you don't like me. And I'm just like, wait, before you send it, I want to read it. And then she sent it. And I was like, what have you done? You just blew up the whole universe with me in it. And she was like, don't worry, I sent it. And I said to her, well, he doesn't know that. So I was panicking the whole entire time. We waited about like 2 hours. And eventually he came back with a response. And I said to her, I don't want to look at it. What if he says no? What if he says yes and it goes all awkward? She's like, do you want me to read it out for you? And I was like, yeah, sure. So she opened it. And I was nervous and excited at the same time. I was covering my eyes. And she opened the snap. And she looked up at me with a sad face. I was like, what is it? And she's like, girl, I'm really sorry. And I thought she was joking, because she's like a really jokey person. She loves to joke around all the time. It's like, okay, what is it? And she's like, this is what he said. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't really like you the same way. Don't worry, it won't be awkward. We're still good friends. And I'm just like, what? So I grabbed the phone out of her hand and started scrolling through the messaging, and I saw what he said. I'm just like, oh my God. I can't believe we did this, and I can't believe I got this. I shouldn't have told him at all. She's like, don't worry, it's a good thing that you told him now. Now he knows. And I'm just like, now he knows that he hates me, and now he knows that I'm really nervous to see him at school. So I was upset, really upset. I didn't cry at all. I was just hiding it in. And then I messaged him saying, oh, it's okay. Thanks for your honesty. Secretly, I was crying inside. And then my friend Alicia turned to me and said, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Covering the tears. She's like, well, I have to go home. I'll see you later. And I was like, okay, bye. And then the whole afternoon, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know whether to talk to him anymore or just not speak to him at all. So I just left it there. And we're still chatting today. And it's still, like, not awkward. We're still good friends. It's just, I really wish he knew that I still like him. And I really wish that he liked me. Oh, well.
In 6th grade, I knew this girl. This girl and I, we weren't best friends, but we were kind of in the middle. So at the end of the year, she gives me this invitation to her birthday party. And of course, I'm excited. My mom, at the end of each year, she buys 17 new bathing suits, despite the fact that my ones from last year still fit me. So I go home and I say, hey, yo, Mom, I'm going to this party. And she presented me with this new bathing suit. It was a bikini, but the thing I need to say about it is that at the sides of it, there are these, like, ties. And if you untie them, the bathing suit falls apart. So I went to the party, and it was more than half guys. And I have no problem with that. Most of my best friends are guys. So, like, I'm having fun for most of the party. And everyone decides to go on the diving board. And I join in, because I like diving boards. So I get up there, and then I dive. When I go under, I realize my bathing suit just came off. But I tried to just pull it back on, but it wouldn't come back on. The bathing suit had completely come undone. So I awkwardly slid to my friend, and I was like, yo, my bathing suit just came undone. And she saw it, and she's like, oh shoot. So she called all the girls over, and they all tried to help me. They covered me with a floaty and, like, stood in front of me. My friend, she told all the guys to go in the opposite corner of the pool so they couldn't see anything. And of course, the girl's mom was not there, so her dad had to help me. He just threw a towel into the pool and helped me out of it. So I awkwardly walked into the shed to, like, tie it back on me. Then my towel slipped out of my hand. It didn't completely come off, just showed a little bit. Oh, the guy started yelling. Oh, God. So I just walked in the shed and cried. I wasn't full on crying, just like, oh my god. I got it on and went back out and tried to enjoy myself for the rest of the party. I wanted just to go home. And in the end, I just said to my mom, I want to burn this bathing suit. And that's what I did.
I remember I was in the 6th grade and there was this big party for this super popular girl's birthday. And everybody wanted to go to her parties because she was like the rich girl, quote unquote. And she would always have good food and great dances and mariachis and the whole of 9 yards. So I really liked this boy. And the boy and I really liked each other and everybody knew. They were just asking and wondering, when are they going to kiss? And I hadn't kissed anybody and he hadn't kissed anybody. So it was kind of implied that we were going to kiss at this party. So I get to this party and of course everybody knows each other and everybody's parents are also there because it's like a neighborhood party. I was very nervous for some reason and I was talking to my friend, we were giggling and the guys were making fun of the guy that I liked and they were like, oh, ha, 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 laughing in the corner and eating and all the girls were sitting around me and they were like, oh, so when are you gonna do it? I was like, oh, well, we'll just see. So I go with my friend and we're just dancing on the dance floor and some other girl from my class pulls us aside and they're like, oh, Beto wants to see you. And I was like, oh, geez. And that was the boy I liked. Okay, come with me. So she brings me downstairs. Beto and his friends are just laughing and pushing each other and his friends have cell phones out. My friends have their phones out and they were surrounding us and we were in a circle in the middle of a circle. And we're just awkwardly looking at each other, but then looking away. And he's sweating and I'm very red. And then the guys are like, oh, so are you gonna kiss her or what? Kiss, kiss, kiss. And then it turns into a chant. Everybody's like, kiss, kiss, kiss. Beto was like very, very shy. And I was like, well, I ain't no chicken. So I grabbed him by the shirt and I pressed my lips against his. I had never experienced this before and it was nice. It lasted around, 6 seconds. And everybody was doing, woo! You know, making fun of us. And then they're like, another. And he was like, oh, I don't know. And then I just kissed him again. And they were about to record the 3rd kiss. And then I was like, no, I'm out. So I run up upstairs and I just run back to my parents and I sit down at the table with them. They're like, oh, are you having fun with your friends? I'm like, yep, I'm having lots of fun. And that was my first kiss.
When I was in 7th grade, there was this guy that I really, really liked. Liked a lot. And one day we were in PE and he was in choir and I was in PE. And the choir class came out and walked the track with us. And he was talking to one of my best friends. I was like, oh, I'll go talk to them. And they're like, no, go away, go away. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And so I went back with the other group of friends that I was with. And then my friend came over and she's like, so-and-so wants to talk to you. And I was like, okay. And I'm really bad at talking about my feelings. And I was like, no, I do not want to go over there and talk to him. And he comes over to me and I freak out and I run away. So I run around maybe a quarter of the track and they catch up with me and my friend's like, well, what's wrong? Don't you like him? I was like, yeah, I do. And she's like, well, he was going to tell you that he would date you next year when he was allowed to date. And I was like, really? Like, back it up. Really? And she's like, yeah, he really likes you. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm freaking out, fangirling, so happy and so scared at the same time, terrified. Because I've been all like, secretly I love you. And then he catches up and he's like, hey, Olivia. And I was like, nope. And so I ran away. I mean, I could have won an Olympic gold medal. I was like, nope, not talking about it. And then my friend caught up with me and she's like, do you not like him? I was like, no, I do like him. I do want to date him. I can't talk about my feelings in front of people. I run away again because he catches up to us. And then my friend's like, you're hurting his feelings. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And by this point, I'm like sobbing and I'm having like a panic attack. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so stupid. What am I doing? Why am I running away? Like, I love him so much. Then afterwards, we go inside, and I was freaking out because I was like, oh, Monday is going to be awful when we get back to school. Monday is going to be terrible because it was a Friday. I didn't talk about it at all. I was just like, I made such a mistake running away from him. We never ended up dating, and now we're pretty good friends, and it's all good. And I like a new person.
I was in the 6th grade at the time my school set up a dance, so I was pretty excited. Me and my friends were just talking a few months before the Halloween dance. So we were playing Truth or Dare, and I got a dare. And one of my friends said, oh, go ask her cousin to be your date for the Halloween dance. And I was like, oh no, I can't ask him. I have a crush on him, and he's your cousin. She said, oh no, it's fine, just go ask him. He's gonna say no anyways. So I went up to ask him, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna be like, oh my god, you're such a lame-o. He's never gonna like me ever. We're not gonna have any kids. Sorry. I went a little overboard there. But anyways, so I went up to him and just straightforward asked, do you want to be my date for the Halloween dance? And then he was just like, what? I was like, do you want to be my date for the Halloween dance? And then he's like, what again? I said it last time, do you want to be my date for the Halloween dance? And he's like, sure. And I was just like, what? My mind just blew up. So fast forward a month later, it's the day of the dance. So I'm wearing my costume, I'm all prettied up, and I step into my dad's car. And I thought my mom was going to be driving me, but it was my dad. So, yeah. He started lecturing me like, oh, whenever boys try to touch you, just say no. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Then I just left. And I saw my date standing at the food table, and we just, had fun. We partied, we ate, we sang a little bit. Then he took me into a hallway, and then he was like, okay, I'm having the best day, like right now. And I was like, oh my god, I'm having the best day too. Then he confessed. He was like, ever since the first day of school, I actually had a thing for you. And I was like, oh my god, I've had a thing for you too. And then he just pulled me, and then he just kissed me. And then I started kissing back, and I was like, oh my god. In my head, I was like, oh my god, double brain, like, blow up. I was like, oh my god, my crush is literally exchanging saliva with me. Okay, so when it was done, we started smiling at each other. I was blushing, and my dad came to pick me up, my so-called date. He pulled me to the side, and then he gave me an ice cream cone. I was like, where did you get this from? Then he's like, at the DQ down the street. And I was like, you went all the way for me? And he was like, yeah, for me too. We started laughing. I started eating my cone, and then my dad honked the second time, like, hurry up. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I waved by before I went outside because I didn't want my dad to see. So I went in my dad's car, started eating my ice cream. But yeah, that was it. The funny thing is, I'm actually dating that person right now. I guess it was a win-win scenario.